Good afternoon and welcome to the May 12th, 2026 meeting of the Georgetown County Council. Please take this time to silence your cell phones so we can all be present for the information to be presented. Note for the record, we do have a quorum present. Please join us as Councilor Bishop Cooper leads us in the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening with gratitude for the opportunity to serve and to lead. We thank you for this trusted place by the people of this county. And we ask for your guidance as we carry out our responsibilities. Grant us wisdom to make sound decisions, courage to stand for what is right, humility to listen with open hearts and minds. Help us to work together in unity, even in the midst of different perspectives, always seeking the greater good of the community we are called to serve. Let integrity guide our action, compassion shape our choices, and justice remain at the center of all we do. Bless this council, our staff, and every citizen we represent. May our effort tonight reflect fairness, diligence, and a commitment to progress. We ask for your continuous protection of our county and your peace within our community. It is in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, in liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Just as a housekeeping note, we've got a new air conditioning system. You guys probably haven't heard it yet, but when it kicks on, it's like a jet engine. So we just ask that everybody that speaks, please use the microphones. We're having a little issue hearing. We're all a little hearing impaired up here. So just as a housekeeping note, council members as well, if we would please use, make sure you use your microphones. Move down to the approval of the agenda. I move to defer item 8A on advice of council and pending an update from board council to defer this motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilor Newton, is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? We have deferred 8A. I also make the motion that we defer 7A as agenda item 8A is no longer before council tonight. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Charlton. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Items 8A and 7A have been deferred. We now call for a motion to approve the meeting agenda as amended, sorry. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Newton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Mercado. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Agenda is approved. We move down to special reports and presentations. Georgetown County and Francis Peeperdale Foundation are partnering to spotlight a nonprofit at each council meeting. This week's featured nonprofit is The Amazing Journey. Mr. Jonathan Branch will present. Mr. Branch, you have the floor.
Good evening, and thank you, council members, for taking a few moments out of this meeting to hear from local nonprofits. Thank you to the Bunnell Foundation as well for all they do to support the local nonprofit work here in Georgetown County. My name is Jonathan Branch. I'm the Reentry Program Director for the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office. I'm also the Executive Director for Amazing Journey, and that is the local nonprofit that raises funds for the Sheriff's Reentry Program. Both the Reentry Program and Amazing Journey share the vision of seeing those affected by incarceration reintegrated into holistic communities and to be able to recover their lives and move forward in a positive way. The reentry program, of course, does this by serving men who are completing their sentences for the South Carolina Department of Corrections, men who are eligible to request a transfer to a county facility according to the State Department of Corrections criteria. Can request a transfer to our facility where they receive job assignments, and then also they can participate in our reentry program. Our reentry program offers education, job training, life skills, and other personal development opportunities. And Amazing Journey supports our mission or supports the mission of the Sheriff's Reentry Program by raising funds for the programming while men are incarcerated, and also setting aside funds to help them once they leave incarceration. So Amazing Journey sets aside money that can be used for housing, transportation. They support the men who are returning in their job searches and provide some other ongoing levels of support as well. Rather than standing here and going on about Amazing Journey and the reentry program and how they work together, I'd like to show a short video. In that video, you'll hear a couple of words from me and from Sheriff Weaver and also one of our board members, Frank Slater. But more importantly, you'll hear from 4 men who have gone through the reentry program, and they'll speak to what the reentry program and Amazing Journey have meant to them. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to show that video now, please.
Absolutely.
The organization was created in 2007 by former Sheriff Lane Cribb. Sheriff Weaver took this program over when Sheriff Cribb passed away and has continued to grow the reentry program with the support of the Amazing Journey.
The Georgetown County Sheriff's Reentry Program exists to equip eligible detainees for personal, professional, and relational success by offering education programs, job training programs, and other personal development opportunities so they can prepare for a successful reentry after incarceration.
Inmates are no different than our brothers, our sisters, our children, our fathers, our mothers. They need help and hope to be able to get over the circumstances that they find themselves in, and the reentry program is one critical source in helping us achieve that. It gives inmates life skills. It gives an inmate housing abilities or housing opportunities once they are released and enter back into the community. It gives them educational opportunities that they would have never gotten before. And it also gives them those life skills, abilities to communicate, to budget, to be a successful person in the community.
All of our guys spend at least a year with us. Sometimes they spend much longer than that. So we're really able to speak to their character over time and the things that they've done to develop themselves on a personal level. And then sometimes our programs, like our welding program especially, or the other job training programs that we offer through our county's facility services department, those come with certifications.
I've seen individuals change dramatically from the time that they actually start the program until they actually graduate from the program. The individuals move forward, they don't look back, they are very positive in their outlook on life, and more than that, they're willing to help other people.
This organization, it changes people's lives. I got my GED. I have 2 welding certificates, so I'm a certified welder. I took 2 Coastal Carolina classes, carpentry, a CNC machine, plumbing, a little bit of HVAC. If I hadn't had that opportunity, and this is just me being 100% honest, I'd either be locked up for a lot longer than I was, or I'd be dead. It's just that simple. So when I say life-changing, I mean it changes your life.
I learned that anything is possible. I used to always tell Jonathan that I could not get a job because I was a felon, but that was a lie, because as long as you do what you need to do and keep up the good work and keep the good work effort and stay focused, you can do anything you want to do. And he showed me that. Right now, I'm a machine operator at Harbor Logistics down there in Mounts Corner. I have a second job. I'm a skid steer operator at SCA down there in North Charleston. I'm just trying to be all-around worker, hard worker, don't mind doing nothing that I need to do to make sure that I can stay focused and stay out of trouble.
I was in the Sheriff's Reentry Program for 6 to 7 years. Part of the program that meant the most to me was the accessibility to the education that I was interested in, but also meeting new people, working outside. I received my certification in HVAC and accomplished achieving my master's in electrical work. It's never really too late for change. I mean, change first starts with, within yourself. Telling yourself that you need some change in your life. So I would say never give up on wanting to change yourself. There's always hope.
Made me feel like I was meant for more than what I was raised and taught to be. It taught me that no matter what barrier you come to, you can break it down and go through it. I got my certification in HVAC, and then I went on to pursue an associate's in applied science. I sit there and I think every day, without this program and the people that's involved in the amazing journey, I would have never been one of the people who got out and actually made it to where I am today.
It's always exciting to see a person who is at maybe their lowest point in life find that they can recover their life, they can make a change, and they can move forward, not just for themselves, but for the other people who are close to them.
We've had hundreds of inmates go through this process, and only 2 have gone back to a life of crime. So our recidivism rate is uncomparable to any other program that we know of in the country.
We would encourage you to stay in touch with us, to keep in touch with the men that have graduated, and to see how their lives have changed and how it's impacted Georgetown County as a community.
A couple of the men in the video may be recognizable to some of you. We saw Patrick Sanders and Cody Wilson, both who work for Georgetown County. Cody actually works for the detention center, running maintenance now. Cody and Leonard Chaplin both earned their GEDs through our program, and Cody went on to take some college classes as well. We have a partnership with Coastal Carolina and the Incarcerated Voice Initiative. We also make some college classes available through Horry Georgetown Technical College and some other coursework available as well. Again, we certainly emphasize personal development across several different ways of seeing that. We have lots of conversations about accountability and what it means to make things right with the people that we've caused harm to along the way, and what it means to move forward in a more positive direction. So that's a little bit about what the reentry program is about. And again, Amazing Journey supports that program. We have an on-site welding program. In addition to the education things that we offer, we do some other job training through our county's facility services department. Patrick himself is a part of that now. So we do job training across a couple of different areas, in addition to, again, the personal development, the education opportunities. And then one of the best parts about the program is, on occasion, we have a chance for the men in our program to sit down with their family members and to have really honest conversations about what it means to repair the harm, again, that they've caused, and to make up for lost time, and to be a better person going forward. So that's the reentry program, and that's Amazing Journey. Again, thank you for your time, and thank you for your interest in what the nonprofits are doing here in Georgetown.
Thank you, Mr. Branch. Are there any questions for Mr. Branch?
I don't have a question, but I'd like to say you're doing a phenomenal job. It was with the amazing group that you have, Amazing Journey. And I noticed only 2 returned back to committed the crime. Are those 2, as a hypothetical example, are they given the opportunity to re-enter for a second chance? Those 2 that came back?
Unfortunately, when someone is returned to prison, they don't have an opportunity to come back through Georgetown, and we lose contact with them. So I really can't say, where they've ended up. Was that the question, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah,
overall, you're doing an amazing job, and thank you so much. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, Jonathan, back in 2012, I think it was, some folks came to me that were in my district at that time from Parkersville, and they said, "Bob, we need your help. We've got a building over here that we're trying to do something with for preschoolers." And so I was new at the job, but in talking to Lane and Sel Hemingway, who was our administrator at the time, they said, "We can help you with that." And we ended up, I think we scraped up $15,000 to renovate a pretty good sized building, which should have been gone in the first week. And with the help of this program, all the labor, including putting the roof on and everything else, were done by those guys. And it was really amazing. We got it done in about 3 months. So I saw that in action from back in the old days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Are any further questions or comments from Mr. Branch? Thanks, sir. We appreciate what you do for Georgetown
you.
County. Move down to the 250 Revolution Committee. We have a report from Ms. Corrine Hotch, Doug Anderson, and Ken Vesler.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you could hear me okay. Thank you once again for allowing us to talk with you. If you remember, we were here about a year ago talking about the 250 committee. Georgetown County 250 committee, we're responsible for helping celebrate, educate, and inspire people about the American Revolution and the Declaration of Independence. We are a small but mighty bunch, and we try to put big things together when we can. Some of the biggest things that are coming up right now is the Lafayette Days. And Lafayette Days is actually not until June 12th and 13th, 2027. But it's going to be big enough where it has to be on everybody's radar now, a year ahead of time, for us to pull it off with any kind of efficiency. That's what we're here to talk to you about tonight. It's not necessarily about our days coming up June 27th through July 5th, where we're celebrating the actual 250th anniversary of the American Revolution and signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's a different agenda altogether. So without further ado, we'd like to come on and speak about Lafayette Days. You can go ahead, switch, Randy. All right. So the goals here is really just to give you a brief education on Lafayette Days and the underscoring the national attention that it's going to bring. All right. And also, this is a big economic impact thing. All right. Because it is national, international. We expect to draw a lot of people into the county. So it's something that has to be on everybody's radar. And although we're not here specifically to discuss funding, but we're going to talk about the funding potential a little bit on this as well. You have in front of you what you see on the screen there, Lafayette Challenge coins. So this is a big thing amongst the Lafayette community, and we want you to have them in your person so you can remember Lafayette Days. So next slide, Randy. Okay. We're going to start off with the historical context of Lafayette's first landing. Then we're going to break it into the celebration and how it showcases Georgetown. So we have two other presenters here. We have Corrine Hope and we have Doug Anderson that are going to help us along with this presentation. Okay, Randy. Okay. Without further ado, Doug, can you go up and
One of the important aspects of this is that most Americans don't really understand how critical Lafayette was to the success of the American Revolution. What I'm going to do is let you read through the story briefly, and then I'll put it in context for you. So next slide, if you please. I learned in the Army to let the audience read what's written on the screen rather than have me read it. So go ahead and read that if you would, please. Next slide. Okay, so essentially what happens is he comes over here at no pay. They make him a major general. He leads troops into combat, and we can certainly be thankful for him having done all that. But the critical piece was in 1779, he goes back to France. Up to that point, France was supplying
munitions, weaponry, monies, everything but their own armed forces. He goes as the number one advocate for the French king and the French government to send their armed forces to North America and engage directly in combat with the British. So they send a 6,000-man army and a fleet of ships commanded by Admiral d'Estaing. And that's the tipping point for us, because the French troops marched with Washington's army down to Yorktown and helped besiege them. Simultaneously, the French fleet chokes off the Chesapeake Bay and denies the entry of the British Royal Navy fleet that's coming to the rescue of Cornwallis. They don't permit them to come in, and eventually Cornwallis has to surrender. Would we have won ultimately without French military intervention? I think probably we would have, but it certainly shortened the war a great deal. And we have all of that to thank Lafayette for. So he's not just famous because of what he did when he led troops. It's what he did in winning the confidence of the king and the French government. Thank you.
Next slide, please. I'm going to provide a very high-level overview for you. But if you have questions, I have more details than you probably have time for. So we are so enthusiastic about celebrating the 250th anniversary of Lafayette's first landing in America that the American Friends of Lafayette has chosen to spend the first 2 days of its 2027 annual meeting in Georgetown. We're working with the American Friends of Lafayette, with the American Revolution Institute, with the Sons of the Cincinnati, with the DAR, the Colonial Dames. We're working with so many organizations. This is a worldwide event. It always has been in Georgetown. Just look at the plaques of commemoration from 1952 and 1977. We have heads of state, we have submarines, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So we are organizing a Lafayette exhibit and lecture the morning of June the 12th for the American Friends of Lafayette, but we will share that with the public. We're even bringing down from a Masonic hall in Rhode Island the Masonic emblem that belonged to Lafayette that he gave to General Greene as a token of his friendship. We're sharing that with the public as well. So exciting. We are organizing a colonial reception and a ball with an orchestra, dance masters, that early evening on Saturday, June the 12th, for 600 to 650 guests. The morning of June the 13th will find Georgetownians in church while the American Friends of Lafayette hold their annual meeting. Then we anticipate those thousands of attendees for the afternoon festivities. A reenactment of the landing. Imagine Lafayette coming on a big ship into our harbor once again. To many huzzas, landing, perhaps not on North Island as he did almost 250 years ago, but at Morgan Point. That beach down there looks much like I think it must have on North Island. We have a reenactment of the visit of Lafayette and DeKalb with the Benjamin Hugie family. Lafayette will lead a parade down Front Street, passing his newly refurbished Lafayette bust in Lafayette Park, and those 150th and 175th commemorative plaques to be formally welcomed to Georgetown for the very first time. I think it's about time, don't y'all? Any questions? And I can drill down. If not, Ken?
Mr. Chairman, if I may, these folks represent a tight group of about 20 people. And for the last 3 years, they've worked diligently on this 250th thing that's going to span probably about 8 years. I hope I'm right with that. Mr. Beasler up here is the chairman of this committee, and he keeps the ship running on the right course. And I try not to miss any of the meetings, but they're doing a fantastic job, and this is going to be a big deal. As a matter of fact, our president is going to be invited to part of this ceremony when it comes about. And on a more personal note, this Lafayette coin here that you've got, this challenge coin, any of y'all familiar with what these things are? If not, for the audience, I'm told, the whole story I've heard of these challenge coins is that if you walked into a tavern back in 1778, and somebody walked up to you with one of these in their hand, and you didn't have a challenge coins yourself to reciprocate, you had to buy a round for the whole tavern. And that's the story I've got about this challenge coin that you got tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. And yes, it's a good idea to have a challenge coin in your pocket at all times when you walk into a tavern. Randy, if you don't mind. Okay, so just to help accentuate what Corinne is mostly planning about this event, historically, and we've had both Julie Warren and Justin McIntyre and a few other historians in town dig out all the archives of everything that's happened with Lafayette over the past over 100 years. I mean, for instance, Coolidge was invited in 1927, 100 years ago. All right. Huge attendance here. It was all the rage. And it was basically run at that time by the county government, the city government, the Chamber of Commerce. And it wasn't a 250 committee or a 150 committee or a 100 committee per se. So it's a little different the way we run things now. But nonetheless, it's historically a big thing. And we want to make sure it continues to be a big thing here. It's a big part of Georgetown County. So please, Randy. All right. And again, we think not only is it historically significant, we anticipate a lot of tourism dollars. I mean, we just did a rough guess by looking at the historical precedent of what it could potentially bring in just one weekend alone. All right. And again, we have statewide, national, and international publicity. I know the American Friends of Lafayette are already, as far as I know, in touch with the French consulate about bringing French ambassadors here and everything else. So, and you know, this day and age, things move fast, and this could easily slip past our radar if we're not on top of it. So, one more page. Okay. Those of you who have walked down Front Street, the county actually owns the park there, Lafayette Park. That takes you on to the Harbor Walk. And if you pay attention and you're not looking at all the beautiful herbs in the garden, you'll notice this somewhat dirty fellow, and that's Lafayette. So we have every intention of taking that bust, cleaning it up, and giving it a new mount and maybe a better recognition. So as an example. Okay. We are still gathering the costs for our budget. As we speak, Corinne has meetings just about every week on gathering these dollars. So we don't want to mislead you with numbers that are not fully flushed out, but we should have that budget done real shortly. We're anticipating a grant that we'll present to the state in August. So go ahead. Our funding pathways, speaking of which, would be, of course, our first and foremost would be the SC 250 Commission, who are already involved in the planning of this event. We'll be looking at other non-SC 250 grants to help some of these big historical societies, the American Friends of Lafayette, the American Revolution Institute, and by extension, the Society of Cincinnati will be contributing, as well as donations from around the county. So we're planning on trying to bolster the coffers here. We know that this is going to be, potentially a high six-figure type of an event. So it has to be managed carefully. To my next slide. Which, speaking of managing carefully, so y'all are the 250's fiscal agent. And I just did a screenshot of a grant that we're trying to close up. It's supposed to close up on May 15th. Juliet Kelso is the fiscal agent officer for our grants. That Juliet's no longer here, as we probably all know. So it's going to be transferred. I think Will Sullivan's handling it right now. Very important that we have an arrangement where we can handle the incoming money and handle the outgoing money, both from accounts receivable, accounts payable, a streamlined process. And that's probably where our big ask is going to be with Georgetown County, is that we're able to sit down and get your input, your advice, and your help on how to manage these funds that are going to come in, because we are not a 501c3. We are not a nonprofit. We're a project committee. And like Bob had inferred, we have a beginning date and an end date. We go from, which was 2022, December 2022, all the way to 2033. 2033, we dissolve. So we never anticipated becoming a nonprofit or anything like that. We rely heavily on Georgetown County to help us through this process. Next slide. Okay, again, so these are our needs: financial guidance, more efficient support from accounts payable, more involvement with vendor payments, more efficient county purchasing pipeline for what we do. All right, I'm not saying that you have an inefficient county purchasing pipeline, but for what we need to have done, we need help. All right, and we need to remove the burden on the volunteers here to be paying vendors and then trying to get paid from the county. All right, so that's the type of stuff, as an example, that we could use help in. All right, again, so this is a big event, and it's a big event among other big events. We've got a big event coming up in July. We'll have more events going on after Lafayette, but this is going to be our biggest. This is going to be our crowning achievement over the years that we're working. So this is where we really need your help. All right. Okay. So just want to thank you again for your time and being partners with us. That was the original county resolution from December 2022. And we abide by that, and we couldn't thank you all enough for helping you all with us to do this. So thank you again for your time.
Ken, I want to apologize. I thought when you stepped away from the podium first time, that was going to be it for you, but you gave us a lot more information. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for being involved, Bob. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Basil. Are there any questions from council? Thanks, sir. We look forward to it. Oh. Thanks, sir. We look forward to it. Next, we move down to the Employee of the Quarter. We have a report from Ms. Amy King, our Human Resource Director. Ms. King, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, council members and ladies and gentlemen. I have the great honor of presenting the Employee of the Quarter Award. This quarter, it goes to a firefighter EMT who is Sarah Villafera Marin. She started with Georgetown County in December of 2024 and quickly became a valued employee. Her commitment to achieving her goals professionally and personally led to her quickly earning her firefighter and her EMT basic certifications. She's become a constant and valued presence in that department. She works for County Fire, somebody that her peers really look forward to working alongside of. When the opportunity arose for her to take her EMT advanced certification, she was the first to volunteer out of her recruit class. Her work ethic, motivation, and unwavering positivity embodies what this award is about. And she's the type of employee that every department hopes to have. Unfortunately, she's not with us here today because they pulled her off a fire so that she could come get the award. However, there was another fire and they needed her to go out. So she is out currently fighting a fire right now. So we won't get to see her today, but hopefully we can get her back for a photo op at a later date. But she's an amazing employee. We're lucky to have her.
Thank you, ma'am. And you also have the Innovation Award presentation.
Yes, sir. So the Innovation Award is going to go to the department, the Georgetown County Voter Registration and Elections Office, which is headed up by Afra McRae. She's the director there. And she worked on this project along with the board members for the Georgetown County Voter and Registration Elections Board. They recognized that there was a gap in voter understanding and access to clear, centralized election information. And so they put together a voter election guide. They're actually available on the table up front. So if anybody wants to grab one, it's an excellent guide. They identified the problem that voters, particularly first-time voters and people who are unfamiliar with election procedures, face some confusion about things about where you vote, how to vote. What are the differences between early voting, absentee voting, election day voting, what the identification requirements are, and the ballot structure and expectations. So they put together this easy to understand, reader-friendly guide. It has plain language explanations, great visual layouts, step-by-step guidance, centralized information. They used resources that we already had, so this was also a low-cost and high-impact solution. If you haven't gotten a chance to grab a copy of it, I would highly recommend that. I believe Afra is here, so we can do a photo op with her. Yeah? All right. So congratulations on winning that Innovation Award.
Thank y'all very much. There's some of us up here that thank y'all more than others. So we move down to proclamation number 2612, proclaiming May 17th, through 23rd, 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as Emergency Medical Services Week in Georgetown County. We have a report from ACA Ellis.
Good evening, Chairman, members of council. I'm honored to speak on behalf of Proclamation 2612. As you mentioned, proclaiming May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as Emergency Medical Services Week in Georgetown County. I'm going to forego the lengthy proclamation, but this proclamation recognizes the hard work, dedication, and professionalism of our men and women who serve in EMS throughout the community. EMS personnel are often the first to respond during some of the most critical moments in folks' lives, whether responding to medical emergencies, motor vehicle accidents, or fires, as Miss Sarah was doing this afternoon since she's not with us. Their skills and unwavering commitment to the citizens of Georgetown County go unmatched. EMS Week serves as an opportunity to recognize the sacrifices that these professionals, as well as their families, make day in and day out. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year operation that does not stop, regardless of birthdays, holidays, or other events. On behalf of County Administration Emergency Services, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation and gratitude to all of our EMS personnel from Midway Fire Rescue, County Fire EMS, Merle's Inlet Garden City Fire Rescue, and the City of Georgetown Fire Department for their continued service, professionalism, and commitment to our community. Pending any questions that you all have, staff recommends that you all approve Proclamation 2612.
Thank you, ACA Ellis. Are there any questions for ACA Ellis? Hearing none, Chair will entertain a motion on Proclamation 2612 proclaiming the May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as Emergency Medical Services Week in Georgetown County.
So moved.
So moved by Counselor Newton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Bishop Cooper. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Proclamation passes.
Trouble you for a quick photo.
All right, we move down to proclamation number 2613-13, proclaiming May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as Public Works Week in Georgetown County. We have a report from Ms. Harvey, our ACA Harvey.
Good evening, Council. I'm honored tonight to read the proclamation for Public Works Week. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, the high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Georgetown County. Whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and within the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in Georgetown County to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. Further, it be resolved, Georgetown County Council hereby designates the week of May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week, adopted this 12th day of May, 2026.
Thank you, ACA Harvey. Are there any questions for ACA Harvey? Hearing none, Chair will entertain a motion on Proclamation 2613 proclaiming May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as Public Works Week in Georgetown County. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Anderson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Cooper. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hands. All opposed? Proclamation passes. Congratulations and thank you to everyone. Move down to our public comments. A public comment period is included at each meeting agenda and shall be limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes and no speaker may yield his or her allotted time to another speaker. Timer is provided on screen, and at the end of your time, please wrap up your comments promptly. While speaking, please be sure to address council only and refrain from personal attacks. Council will not respond to any questions during this period. While a speaker has the floor, the public will respect the speaker and allow them their time to address council. Members of the public who wish to address council during the public input period should sign up with the clerk to council before the meeting. Madam Clerk, do we have any speakers for tonight's meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have one speaker, and it is Mr. Bill Hills.
Do I get the whole 30 minutes? Thank you all for your time that you dedicate to our county. We appreciate it. I'm here tonight to ask you to return the wetlands ordinance that was approved by the Planning Commission, to return it back to the Planning Commission for further review for the following reasons. The draft itself was added to within the motion to approve. The motion to approve was made by a member who claims to have written the draft. The planning staff recommended that we defer until after your upcoming workshop, which will give us more information to consider. In the member's rush to make the motion to approve, she included verbiage to further add to the ordinance. Neither the commission nor the public had the opportunity to consider the effect that this addition will have on the ordinance and its effect on the public. There was confusion among some members on the commission as to staff's recommendation, the members' rushed motion, and the addition of the verbiage added to the ordinance at the last second. The effect that the ordinance will have on the taxpayers is far too big for us all to not have a crystal clear opinion on its contents. I apologize for missing that meeting. My granddaughter was getting married and Papa had to be there. But I do ask you to consider returning that to the Planning Commission for further review. Thank you.
That's our final speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Hills. Move down to the consent agenda. We have 5 items on the consent agenda. These 5 items have previously been approved via the agenda approval process. Procurement of 26-012 fiscal year municipal lease purchase, financing for vehicles and heavy equipment. Finance staff has reviewed the proposal received from TD Equipment Finance Incorporated and recommend the approval of the contract at the quoted rates. Burn JAG funding grant, Georgetown County Sheriff's Department has received approved from the county administrator and recommends council approval the Burn JAG funding grant. Task order number 2 to contract number 25-094, Airport Engineering Services for apron reconstruction. Kelly Robertson Slagle, Economic Development Director, and Georgetown County Airport Manager Jim Taylor have reviewed the proposal, received and recommend approval of task order number 2 under Adura Group Inc.'s Georgetown County contract number 25-094 pricing. Procurement number 26-021, Andrews Gymnasium floor replacement. Parks and Recreation staff have recommended the approval of the proposal received from Field Turf USA Inc. for the total of $192,094. Procurement number 26-033, choppy window replacement. Parks and Recs staff have reviewed the proposal received from S-Works Construction Corps and recommend approval at $171,863.68. Ordinance number 7A, ordinance 2612 public hearing has been deferred, as well as the third reading of ordinance 2612. Both of those have been deferred at the beginning of the meeting. Ordinance 2613, an ordinance to amend ordinance 2021-05 and to ratify, authorize, reallocate, and approve expenditures under capital sales tax reviews for community projects. We have a report from Ms. Beth Goodell, Director of Parks and Recreation. Ms. Goodell. Do, 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 do.
So this is the ordinance to amend the original ordinance to allocate expenditures for the fund, or that allocates the funds for the choppy window replacement. That project needed some additional project savings, and we have realized that in other projects. And so if you approve this, then we'll be able to move forward with the window replacement that you just approved on consent agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Goodell. Are there any questions for Ms. Goodell on ordinance 2613? Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion on ordinance 2613, an ordinance to amend the ordinance 2021-05 and to ratify, authorize, reallocate, and approve expenditures under capital sales tax revenues from community projects. Is there a motion on the floor?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I move for approval of ordinance number 26-13.
Thank you, Councilor Morant. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Anderson. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, the ordinance passes. Move down to second reading of ordinance number 26-14, an ordinance to make appropriations for ordinary county purposes for Georgetown County for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027, to provide for the expenditure thereof, to provide for revenues for the payment thereof, as well as adjustments to various fee schedules. Staff recommends the motion be deferred until second reading until May 26th council meeting. Chair will entertain a motion to defer ordinance 2614.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
So moved by Councilor Newton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Morant. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Ordinance 2614 is deferred. Move down to first reading of ordinances. Our ordinance number 26-15. Ordinances, an ordinance to rezone two parcels totaling approximately 90.21 acres located on the western side of Brick Chimney Road, approximately 678 feet north of High Market Street in Georgetown from Forest Agriculture, or FA, and Limited Industrial LI to Planned Development PD, TMS number 02-0422-011-10-02 and 02-0422-011-08-00 in Council District 5. We also have ordinance 2616, an ordinance to amend Article 8, Section 809, and Article 7, Section 1206 of the Georgetown County zoning ordinance, and to create a new Article 24 entitled Wetlands Protection Ordinance, or the WPO. Ordinance 2617, amendment of the fiscal year 25-26 budget ordinance, and ordinance 2618, an ordinance to amend ordinance 2105 and to ratify, authorize, reallocate, and approve expenditures, capital sales tax revenues for community projects. Move down to the approval of minutes, our regular council meeting minutes for April 21st, 2026. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Mercado. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Charlton. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? The minutes are approved. We will now move into legal briefing and executive session. We have an executive session to discuss personnel matters related to probate court pursuant to SC Code annotated 30-4-70A1 in accordance with procedures of 30 annotated 30-4-70B, and with the understanding that upon returning to open session, the council may take a vote on any matters discussed. Executive session to discuss negotiations incident to a proposed contractual arrangement and economic development project and receipt of legal advice pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated 30-4-70A5 in accordance with the procedures of annotated 30-4-70B, with the understanding that upon returning to open session, the council may take a vote on any matters discussed. Also to discuss legal matters relating to a pending litigation pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated 30-4-70A2 in accordance with the procedures of annotated 30-4-70B, with the understanding that upon returning to open session, the council may take a vote on any matters discussed. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
So moved by Councilor Mercado. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Morant. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hands. All opposed? We're now in executive session. We're now back from executive session. Please note that no actions or votes were taken during executive session. Is there a motion to return to open session? So moved by Councilor Mercado. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Cooper. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. We're now back in open session. Okay, we're moving down. I have the motion there. Having received advice from bond counsel, I move to bring agenda item 8A from deferral for further consideration. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Newton. Is any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Item 8A is back for consideration. Further move to amend ordinance 2612 pursuant to advice of bond counsel and to increase the not to exceed amount by $3 million. Is there a second?
So moved.
Second.
Oh, second.
Lewis, by Councilor Morant. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion passes. Is there any further business to come before council at this time?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Councilor Newton.
I move that Georgetown County Council approve the cooperation agreement between Georgetown County and Santee Electric Cooperative for the development of High Market Business Park and authorize the county administrator to execute the agreement with authority to make minor modifications in consultation with legal counsel.
Thank you, Councilor Newton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Morant. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion passes. Is there anything further to come before council?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the proposed settlement agreement of the notice of intent to sue with Preserve Merles Inlet Incorporated.
Thank you, Councilor Newton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Morant. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hands. All opposed? Motion passes. Is there anything further to come forward as council at this time? Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved by Councilor Mercado. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Cooper. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Motion adjourned.